Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Nithyananda.
That was so beautiful. Just that power of initiation, power of Diksha. This is exactly what each of us are going to be experiencing today.
And now, talking about these Diksha, what happens when you receive the Diksha? How do you know, how can these profound spiritual truths just be transmitted through Diksha? What is the experience we gain? Understand, when you receive the Diksha, the exact space, the exact neuron activity that happens in the avatar's brain gets transmitted into you. Every moment of each of us watching the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the screen is Diksha initiated. When you receive the Diksha, the profound higher truths, the spiritual truths of life gets awakened in us and manifests as extraordinary Shaktis or powers. Now, what are these Shaktis?
Maybe Paramashiva says in the Agamas, Paramashiva is the ultimate supreme consciousness, the ultimate in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. In the Agamas, Vedas and Agamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, which is 20 million in number, we have clear references where Paramashiva says the human body is capable of manifesting more than 463 powers. And these powers manifest inside you from the context that you are divine and you just need to manifest the divine through you. Not that you're a man and you need to reach the divine. Actually, that forms a fundamental difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. You might be aware of this word Siddhi, right? Especially if you are familiar with Sanatana Hindu Dharma, this word Siddhi is something that you might have heard many times. The difference, we actually manifest what the powers we manifest are called as Shaktis. The difference between these two are Shaktis manifest through you from the context that you are divine and you're just manifesting the divine. Actually, when you have high integrative with Guru, deep feeling connection with the Guru, he transfers his spiritual energy to us through the process of Diksha, initiation, the video just we saw. So through that process, he transfers his spiritual energy to us. And what starts manifesting because of that are called as Shaktis. On the other hand, Siddhis manifest through you in the path of enlightenment. When you are traveling towards enlightenment, what manifests through you are called as Siddhis. Shaktis are source of enlightenment. Siddhis are in the path of enlightenment. And Shaktis manifest to ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way, and they are permanent. Whereas Siddhis are temporary and they may distract you from enlightenment. So today we are going to be manifesting Shaktis. You are also going to be receiving this Diksha during the Parashakti Akashic reading, where Parashakti herself is going to transfer her spiritual energy to you. And towards the end of it, we are going to be having a power manifestation practice where all of us are going to be sitting together testing different powers. And right now, we are actually going to be showing you a small demonstration. What is this powers? We have been talking about powers. We are going to be demonstrating and showing it to you. Now, the source of these Shaktis is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Sanatana Hindu Dharma.
And he is a source cause, self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha. And he sits in his Vyakta form, the manifest state, performing the Pancha Kritya with 25 heads, 75 eyes, and 50 hands. Now, Paramashiva himself has come down as a supreme pontiff of Hinduism to transfer these profound, extraordinary spiritual truths and sciences to the whole of humanity. Now, Paramashiva is continuously reviving these extraordinary sciences in his physical incarnation, Nija Avatara, as a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. And to those of you that are watching this now, each and every one of you are going to be receiving this extraordinary science directly from Paramashiva himself. Now, these extraordinary Shaktis from time immemorial have been passed down through the Guru Shishya Parampara, the Guru Shishya Sampradaya, or the master-disciple lineage. Now, this extraordinary sciences that Paramashiva has been transmitting to humanity time and again, in his physical incarnation as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Maha Sannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji has been capsuling all of these greatest sciences to transmit that to the humanity. Now, how is this sacred sciences transmitted? Just as we all saw, the science of Diksha, where the ultimate truth, Jnana, is mapped into our individual consciousness, Prajna, manifests as possibility and power, Prajnana.
Actually, by this energy transfer, by this Diksha that we receive, as we just saw, the Shaktis start manifesting through us. Now, actually, when we are talking about Shaktis, everything that we are talking about here are established scientifically. Swamiji, actually, every science that Swamiji is teaching us, Swamiji does 4 levels of authentication. One is by Shastra Pramanas, the references, the scriptural, all the secret scriptures, the source books of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the Vedas and Agamas. And second is, so these scriptures actually shows how these sciences that we are learning are time-tested science. Second is the Apta Pramana, the references to the various Aptas' lives, where rishis, enlightened beings, yogis, and great Vedic scientists. And from their life, these evidences are taken and established so that we are able to understand these sciences are not just time-tested, but foolproof and have been practiced, manifested by so many people before us. And third is the Atma Pramana from Swamiji's own experience, so where it establishes how it is possible even for the modern day. Yes, it is time-tested, foolproof, and applicable to the modern day. And fourth is the Pratyaksha Pramana, where we actually have a reference from the empirical evidence collected from various scientific studies, and we establish all these sciences scientifically to whatever extent the modern day science is able to grasp. So, saying this, we are actually going to be entering into the first power manifestation, which is the manifestation of the power of third eye.
We will now be taking you all through the pramanas, the references that we were just explaining to you all about. So the first is a scriptural reference for the power of third eye. This is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra is one of the source scriptures of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, directly delivered by Paramashiva to the humanity through Devi Parashakti. Now we will chant to you all the Shastra Pramana, which means the scriptural reference, the verse where the science of third eye is revealed. Kapalantar manonyasya Tishtanmilitalochanaha Kramena manaso dadyat Lakshaye lakshyamutamam. By fixing the mind on the inner space and sitting stably, without any movement and having the eyes closed. In succession, by that stability of the mind in inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the lakshyam, the ultimate goal, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any place or object, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva.
The next is the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana is a reference from Mahabharata. There are many references. One of the references that we have collected is from the Mahabharata, where just before giving Vishwarupa Darshan to Arjuna, Krishna beautifully says, Na tu mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyam me yogamaishwaram. But you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. Therefore, the whole Vishwarupa Darshana chapter that we have in Bhagavad Gita today is whatever Arjuna described when he saw Krishna's cosmic form through his third eye. And this same science is also manifested, established the manifestation through the Supreme Content of Hinduism just at his tender age of 12, where he experienced the 360-degree vision, where he saw above him, below him, around him, everything he was able to see at the same time. And he was all not just seeing, but Swamiji so beautifully puts it, that he was able to experience his presence in each and every one of them. He says how the skin of the rock in which he was sitting and the skin of his body both carried him equally. So it's a beautiful experience that Swamiji has shared. And just when listening that experience literally makes us the same. And through the power of the entire humanity is having this super conscious breakthrough. We're having millions of people who are initiated into this Shakti, and we're also having continuously people who are manifesting these Shaktis. And today we are going to be having Nithyananda yogis who are going to be coming and demonstrating this to us. So we welcome the Balasins of the Nithyananda Gurukul who have come here.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
So we have the with us, Nithyananda, Manitya Virajananda, and Manitya Kaladarananda.
And we also have Manitya Brahmayogananda, their Guru Behan, who's going to be here and who's going to be helping them with putting the IBANs, etc. Ma Brahmayoga Nithyanandam. Yes. So Manitya Brahmayogananda, today you have Ma Virajan, Ma Kaladaran, you're going to be supporting them and you're going to be showing us how they're going to be manifesting, right? Why don't you show us the IBANs that you have? What you're going to be putting on Ma Virajan and Ma Nithya Kaladarananda's eyes. All right. Yes. Could you just unmute and could you show it? Yes. So we all can see this IBAN is completely made of opaque plastic in the front and which obstructs any kind of light passing through, and it has sponge behind which completely sits on the skin, blocking any kind of light can be passed on. Yes. Could you also show it to us? Yes. Could you also show it to us horizontally, ma? This way. Yes.
Yes. From the behind, ma. Downwards.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. So we can all notice that there is no gap in any of these corners. So now this IBAN is what is going to be placed on both Manitya Virajananda's eyes and Manitya Kaladarananda's eyes. Yes. Thank you so much, ma. Could you now place this IBAN on Manitya Virajananda?
Now, watching us, each of you are going to be commenting, posting, and the Balasans are going to be reading what you are commenting here on the chat. And please be ready. We already have Manitya Virajananda with her eyes tied. And next, we're getting Ma Kaladara. Meanwhile, we have Ma Tunglam, NG, and Ma Divyananda, and many others. Please go ahead and comment. Be ready to comment random words, different letters, complicated emojis, numbers, etc. And the
We're actually just to let all the viewers know, we are going to be having the Balasans for having their eyes tied. They are going to be reading your comments live. So please go ahead and start posting the comments. Yes, thank you, Manitya Brahmayogananda. Yes, Ma Kaladara and Ma Viraja, why don't both of you actually turn towards your right, towards your left, and up. All of you can see that the IBANs are completely tight. Now, you can post any question, actually you can post any emoji, number, word, etc. Okay, Ma Viraja and Ma Kaladara, why don't both of you start reading what are the comments that are coming in lately?
And we are also showing the live comments feed here on our YouTube screen. You all can see it, the live comments as it is coming through. We are projecting it here. and you all can see what the Balasans are reading, and you can verify it for yourself whether it's right or wrong. Yes, go ahead. Vanati Virajananda.
Yes. So the first comment is from Van Divyananda. She has posted Nithyananda Guru hands and a red color hat, a namaste emoji, and again a red color hat. And
Yes.
and NICKMIRACLE has posted a rainbow picture, which is half a quarter of a rainbow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Ma Virajananda, would you also be able to read us? There is Harita and there's Tunglam NG. You can read both of their two comments as well.
Chung Lam Neg has posted, Devi Parashakti, please bless me all my wishes. Harita BS has posted, will you tell me this my last life? Why two marriages? Lakshmi Pant has posted Nithyananda. Santosh Podar has posted Nithyananda.
Wow, beautiful. Yes, we request the viewers also, if any of you are here and if any of you want to experience the power of body scanning as well, you all can go ahead and request that in the comments also. Now we all saw the Balasans reading through third eye. They read out the comments. But
Actually,
now we're
even
going to
the
be doing
viewers
something more.
can acknowledge if you are able to see this, like how the Balasans are actually reading out the comments, you can actually acknowledge it. The comments, if that was right.
And now, Ma Brahma Yogananda, you can remove the I-bands from Manitya Virajananda and Manitya Kaladharananda. And we are going to be moving into the next power because we saw quick, fast-paced, but a very beautiful demonstration of the power of third eye. Next is going to be a little bit more different. Now, with our eyes closed or eyes open, wherever we are, thousands of miles far away from you, not even knowing you, not even having seen you, just by connecting to Swamiji, just through the Diksha, the space of devotion and gratitude and oneness with Swamiji, we will be able to see any issues that you have. Not even having the need of seeing you physically, just by seeing, scanning you through the third eye, we will be able to identify the diseases and reveal to you what Swamiji is showing us in our third eye. So now we will chant the Shastra Pramana for the power of body scanning. Again, this is also from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapir sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. Cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest,
Or of the whole cosmos, simultaneously consists of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in the source cause Paramashivam. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all the thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, the Parashakti, is revealed.
The Apta Pramana is an incident from the life of Agastya and his disciple, how they beautifully manifested these extraordinary powers. Where once, when a man who is suffering from an infection comes to Agastya and asks him to find the source, Agastya does the body scanning and identifies what the issue is in the person's body and he reveals it to them. After which, the person, he tells one of his disciples to remove the frog, a type of a frog, it's called terai, small frog sitting in the brain of that person. Using the body scanning, Agastya identifies this, and not just that, Agastya's disciple removes that frog by performing an open head surgery. Thousands of years ago this happened, and immediately after which the person was completely cured of the headache and the infection was healed and he was sent. Now, all these what we are hearing are not mere stories. Swamiji has given this as a direct experience to us. Swamiji himself manifesting it, even when Swamiji had so many, when Swamiji fell from the horse and when Swamiji's body had a physical accident, at that point of time, Swamiji used the power of body scanning, diagnostic method to see where what needed to be fixed, and not just exhibited the extraordinary quality of being beyond pain. Swamiji also was able to identify where what problem was and tell that to the doctors. Today we have thousands of doctors, cardiologists, scientists, researchers. So many people are initiating to the power of body scanning and they are successfully manifesting this. So yes, there are many of you who are requesting for a body scanning. I can see Harita BS and we have Harita BS ma? Yes, we will do the body scanning for you. Sanjay Vekaria Ayya. Yes. So Ma Harita, Ma Nitya Tattva Priyananda will be scanning your body. Ma Harita BS. Ma Tattva Priyananda is going to be doing body scanning for you. Sanjay Vekaria Ayya. Ma Nitya Paramapriyananda is going to be doing the body scanning for you. Sanjay Vekaria Ayya.
Also, so Santosh Podare, you said your daughter is born today. Congratulations, Ayya. Please do receive the blessings directly from Devi Parashakti. We are going to be having Parashakti's Akashic reading starting in just a few more hours, and you can receive blessings directly from her. You can put this comment once Devi Parashakti is live in giving us darshan. Once the curtain is open and we are able to have her darshan, please do put your comment at that time and receive her blessings. And yes, so now as Mahitanta was saying, so Mahatattva Priya will be scanning Maharita BS. And Manitya Paramapriyananda is going to be scanning Sanjay Vekaria. Anyone else? So we are having Santosh Podar also,
yes,
who has requested
Manitya Brahmayogananda is going to be doing a body scanning for Santosh Podar Ayya. Manitya Brahmayogananda, you can scan Santosh Podar Ayya's body. And all the viewers who are watching this, please understand we have 3 viewers, and I request Santosh Podar Ayya, Harita BS and Sanjay Vekaria Ayya. All 3 of you, please stay tuned in the comment section continuously, right? You are going to be experiencing the Balasan scanning you, and you will experience Swamiji's energy just manifesting and healing you throughout. So please understand to all the other viewers who are watching this. We have 3 viewers. We have no idea who they are, where they are from, but we just know that there are 3 viewers, Santosh Podar Ayya and Sanjay Vekaria Ayya, and we have Harita BS. Now the Balasans sitting in Adi Kailash, they are going to be scanning the people thousands of miles away, even without seeing them, just by connecting to Swamiji. We can identify if they have as smallest problem as whether they have a small headache or small stomach issue, or even as complicated as something with as serious as diabetes or something as serious as blood pressure or any other complicated illnesses as well. So all the viewers are going to be live witnessing this great power of body scanning now. Yes. And Santosh Podaraya, definitely do receive Devi's blessings. It's such an auspicious happening for your daughter to be born just as Devi Parashakti is manifesting. So, all right. So to everyone that are here, we are now, the Balasans are going to be sharing whatever they saw, they scanned. And Ma Harita, Santosh Podaraya and Sanjay Vekaria, please do stay tuned in the comment section and acknowledge to us as soon as we share it with you.
Yes. So Ma Harita PS, this is Ma Nitya Tattva Priyananda, and I'm going to be sharing with you what was revealed in my third eye. So I saw, Ma, one thing is you are having excess weight in your body, especially in the chin area, lower stomach, and in your arms, and your whole body weight is more. And you have, if you observe, you have 4 hair, like longer hairs in your chin, and you will be having a lot of discomfort happening in your left lower abdomen, actually in the more where the ovaries are there. I saw that you have the PCOD, polycystic ovary disorder. You're having that, And I also saw that you are having a lot of, actually, your whole issue was there's so much of low confidence inside you, which is actually in a very strong sense, like not something simple, but in a very continuous way, it's completely life negative. If you see, you have continuous hatred on yourself, you keep putting that on yourself, you keep putting yourself low, the confidence is low, which is manifesting more and more as in your body as excess weight, as you also have a vision problem, which is why you use specs, if you see. And you also have the hair started thinning, like the hair fall is more and the hair is starting to thin, and you have curly hair. So these are the things that were revealed in my third eye. And one specific thing, if this continues, actually a lot of toxins is there in your body. And the main issue is the whole confidence, the idea that you carry about yourself is extremely low, which is actually manifesting as you having anger and hatred towards people. You like literally are having, usually you don't have the relationships lasting much, if you observe. Either you have to be a victim, or you had to be feeling something low, but you will never be able to have a complete relationship with anyone. This is because, again, if everything is rooted in that inner image that you have, and the whole body problems that you're experiencing, including the breathlessness that you experience multiple times in the day, like where suddenly you feel like short of breath. All these are just related to that idea that you're carrying about yourself, which is rooted in an incompletion that you have with your mother. And this has happened at a very young age, the age of 4. So this is all I was able to see. And if you experience the completion with your mother, you will have complete completion with your body, and you will start getting healed. And you need to do a lot of detox in your body, because only when the detox happens, your cognitions, your thinking will become clearer. And you will also see more. If you are able to just sit and just watch the darshan of Parashakti, we are going to be having the darshan and Akashic reading that is going to be happening. And you will also see that you are able to, you will also see one more thing that you will see is, only when you have this completion that happens with your mother, you will see whatever is happening in your life is, you will start having gratitude towards it. Right now you're stuck in that path where you feel like, if like anything that you want will never happen, and there's whole low inner image that you keep on cherishing inside you. So this is what is actually that, as like this is what was revealed in my third.
Yes,
So you can
Ma
acknowledge.
Harita, yes, Ma Harita, please to get back to us for the whole of the scanning. Ma, now that Mother Prepare shared more, please to get back to us. We can already see your comment. Please to get back to us on the whole sharing. You're saying yes, you're able to relate to the curly hair, and relationship doesn't last long from birth itself. How to change? And you have put 10% correct.
I
And
request you to listen to the whole thing. You put each point, and then you can see, you will be able to see how much matters for you, Ma.
yes,
And also one other thing that came to my third eye was, Harita is not your original name. So this is not your original identity. So this is also another thing that was revealed to me in my third eye. So you can acknowledge each of these one by one, and you can acknowledge it here.
yes. And also, yes, Maritya Brahma Yogananda, you can go ahead, Ma, next, and you can share what you saw for Santosh Podaraya.
Yes, so I did the body scanning for Santosh Podar, and Santosh Podar, what Parmeshwar revealed to me is that like you always sit with your back bent, and because of that, the whole muscle area in your shoulders and your arms is the whole thing pulls for you. Like whether even though you don't do anything, it pulls, and when you do something, it pulls even more. So Parameshwar revealed that this is happening only because you are sitting with your back bent. So you should start sitting with your back straight. And he also showed, like, not as a solution for this, but he just showed that for you to get better health and everything, you should eat a lot of tulsi every day. And other than this, you don't have any other problem.
All right. So Santosh Podaraya, yes, Aya has put, I am listening. So yes, Aya, you can get back to us. Yes, all right. That is beautiful. And Santosh Pudaraya, please you get back to us. Yes, Manitya Paramapriyananda. You can go ahead, Ma.
Yes, ma'am, again. I was doing a body scanning as requested by Sanjay Vekari Aya. The minute I had closed my eyes, Paramashiva revealed that it is very easy for Aya to actually get the Kundalini awakening. It is just a matter of intention, and also if he is able to align to more of what Swamiji is saying in terms of what he has to intake during the day, that is, for example, castor oil, haritaki, and things like that. If he takes more of them, his body is actually ready. His body is perfectly ready to actually experience the Kundalini Shakti. The more he sits in oneness with Swamiji, the more easy it is for him to manifest these powers actually. It's a very rare scanning that has happened till now, where the body is literally on the verge, and it is on the verge of enlightenment. It's a beautiful space for Aya to actually start manifesting these powers and connect more and more to Swamiji. This is what the third eye is revealed.
All right, Sanjay Vikari Aya, please you get back. Actually, Santosh Pudaraya has put thanks, Ma. Aya, could you also just acknowledge to us if you're able to relate to what Ma Brahmayogananda said, and how much of it you were able to relate to and connect, and if you heard, and if the scanning has reached you. And yes, we have so many others who are responding for the scanning and requesting.
Actually, just wanted to tell all of you, we are having this program every day starting sharp at 2 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So anybody who has this body scanning request, please do log in around 2:15 a.m. IST. We are starting this power manifestation demonstration for all of you. So you all can come, whoever comes first and puts their comments first. We are starting to attend with them. So thank you so much for all of your participation. Thank you so much, Manitya Brahmayogananda, Manitya Paramapriyananda, and the other two Bharatans also. And now with this, we are going to move into the next segment after a short break.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish the sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam. Welcome back, dear viewers. I hope all of you enjoyed the beautiful demonstration of extraordinary powers by the initiated disciples, the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul, and in consciousness, who is Devi Parashakti and the divine feminine consciousness. The Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti from Lalita Sahasranama. Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Maulim Spurastanam Nayaka Shekaram Smita Mukhim Apina Vakshoruham Panibhyam Manipurna Ratna Chashakam Raktotpalam Vibhratim Saumyam Ratna Gatastha Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Paramambikam. The Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in the vermilion red body with a triple eyes sport. Bust one hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead and the other twirling a red lotus. So Lalita Sahasranama beautifully describes the divine form of Devi Parashakti. The continuation of the Dhyana Shloka in the Lalita Sahasranama, it says, Aruna Karuna Tarangitakshi Rahamityeva Vibhavaye Bhavani. I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion and holds the noose and the gourd and the bow and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as anima forest, and she is the self within me. As we are reading the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti, when you just read, she is meditating on the great Empress. She is red in color, her eyes full of compassion. You just, without you even consciously doing, it's just the full picture, the visualization of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as Devi Parashakti fills our inner space. We can see Devi Parashakti manifesting in the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, having a noose, a bow, a flowery arrow, and she's surrounded on all sides by the powers. As you read the Dhyana Shloka, you can just visualize Devi Parashakti manifesting through the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, just filling our entire being, her beautiful form. So Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. She is the cosmic mother. It is a cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. The source where the Big Bang and the black hole goes on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power from which all of us came, in which all of us are even now, in which all of us are going to merge. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. Here, what Devi Parashakti has revealed about herself in the Akashic readings on the 12th of May 2021. She says, rising as Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and the Agamas, blossomed as Hrimkara, filled as Shodasi, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is in Kailasa, Sri Pura Chintamani Parashodasi, sitting as a part of Paramashiva, Parashakti, who rules the world, Paramashakti Manonmani Meenakshi as Nithyananda. I took the Nijavatara here to give boon to everyone, to bestow all the goodness, Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayovana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda. I came here as a Nijavatara with great compassion. I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came as the Nijavatara. On the 30th of April 2021, Devi Parashakti further revealed about herself. Rising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, manifesting as the source of existence, the powers of existence, the expression of existence. From the oneness of Omkara, Om, blossoming into the two as from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, growing as the four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras, filled rishis, expanding as the eight directions, existing as the Navagrahas, the 9 planets, blossoming as 10 Indriyas, the sense organs, being as 11 Rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life, to tell and make the truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. In the next segment, we want to share with you how to best receive Devi Parashakti. When the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the further satsangs just a week back or so expanded on the philosophy and the science of the Akashic readings, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was revealing about the Devi Parashakti, Akashic reading and the darshan, the Supreme Pontiff revealed literally, when you are seeing the darshan of Devi Parashakti, literally seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that very moment. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. Keeping the 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, 1 coin in front of the screen. Watch Devi. The coin is considered as a traditional dakshina. In the Hindu tradition, it can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be 1 paise. In US, it can be 1 cent. It is not that the Supreme Pontiff is trying to monetize through this. Keep even 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. Okay, so how do we receive Devi Parashakti? Offer that to Devi. After the darshan is over, do the namaskar and eat the banana. So have a traditional betel leaf, betel nut, banana and want some small dakshina, some offering. And take it as a prasadam immediately. And collect the coins over a period of a few weeks or a few months. Collect the coins and send it to the Los Angeles temple. The betel leaf, betel nut may look too small. But in a few days, you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really she's there. You will not take Devi Darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. So here you can see what all you need to offer. Just a tambulam means it will have a betel leaf. At least you never keep it in singular. You always keep as either even number, never odd numbers. So always keep 2 betel leaf like that, 4 betel leaf like that. So keep a bunch betel leaf, betel nut, banana, at least 2 banana. We never keep anything in odd numbers. So always keep 2 banana, 2 betel leaf, 2 betel nut, and some coin. It can be 20 paise coin, 50 paise coin, $1 coin, $1/4, whatever is available. So you can offer that. So the picture is shown on the screen. So even now you can prepare and have it ready. So when the screen opens, you can offer it as a traditional offering to Devi. So now the next part of today's program, we are going to share with you, we are going to invite some of the devotees who have had amazing experiences with Devi Parashakti and how they have experienced the miracles happening in their life after the darshan of Devi Parashakti and after they have received the personal blessings after a short break.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting. The cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities, in Nijavatara, living incarnations is fasting. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities, and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. Today, we have many devotees who have joined us from various parts of the world, excited to share their experience of Devi Parashakti, how the blessings of Devi Parashakti has manifested so beautifully in their lives, and the changes, the miracles that they are experiencing after the darshan and the blessings of Devi Parashakti. So joining us first today is Ma Nithyananda Paramashivam from Norway, joining us live to share her experience of Devi Parashakti's Akashic readings. Nithyananda Mahatma Prema.
Nithyananda Ma, thank you for having me again to share.
Just a moment, I'm not able to hear you. Yes, Ma, can you speak now?
Yes, Ma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly now. Yes.
Okay.
Please go ahead. And I know you've been there on Nithyananda TV 2 days back when Devi Parashakti, gave your Akashic reading for the very first time, and now you're back again. So thank you so much for joining us back. And please go ahead and share how Devi Parashakti has been revealing and manifesting in you after the Akashic readings.
Yes, Ma. I'd like to begin just by reading what was said. So when I had asked Devi Parashakti for guidance and oneness and completeness, to be in completeness, the message I got was far beyond what I would have expected. And the message was this: listen well to what is being told, daughter. You are one of the beings who came down from Kailasa to be a co-captain and serve the world to protect it from the terrible corona. You forgot the purpose of coming and diverted into another life. Such beings as you who came from Kailasa are also the reasons for this terrible pralaya. Forgetting the divine seva you need to do and leaving the work you are meant to do, you are doing some other work. Like you and other such beings who came from Kailasa have become the reason for this great drama. For 3 days, think about what I told. I will make you realize it in your dream, waking state, and consciousness. I will show you the truth. Once you see it, I will give Prayashchita. Go and come, O virtuous one. So, what I wanted to share today, which is slightly different from the day I shared right after the Akashic reading, was because still at that time it was so overwhelming. Just 2 hours later to share after such a revelation. And like I mentioned, that the words resonated so deeply with me. And just to give context and going to some history, I was given my spiritual name, Nithyananda Prema, in 2004, which was when you're given the spiritual name, it signifies the purpose with which you took this birth in this lifetime. And those few years after that, life was just spent blissfully. Things manifested so beautifully. Everything was just this beautiful divine unfolding, and you could witness this and see it happening. And there was a lot of pressure from family and outside. And in 2010, the perceived pressure to live a certain kind of lifestyle that was away from this inner world lifestyle. And so the pressure to, succeed in the outer world was very strong. And I kind of distanced myself from the entire, from Swamiji and the Sangha to pursue this perceived success in the outer world. And I thought that maybe I should have a, good job, married, have a child, maybe these things that would be successful in the outer world would somehow bring me some sort of happiness. And I realized in the 10 years that passed after that and all the things that I achieved was great as per the outer world and societal norms. But there was something deeply missing, a fulfillment that I was trying to find through these different avenues in the outer world. And a restlessness remained. And I didn't know what it was. I thought I would take up a different project, thinking I hadn't found my purpose. But deep inside, there was that restlessness, thinking I'm meant to do something much bigger. But I didn't know what at that time, because I'd moved so far away from what my purpose was. So when Devi Parashakti revealed what she revealed, it was immediately like a hit in my gut, just that this is what I always knew, but I strayed so far away from that truth. And I would have several, the dreams that I had in those 10 years, where I was being called back and was being given these messages to return and reminded that my life's purpose was something else, and not paying heed to it, ignoring it, and continuing this life that I had chosen to lead, and just realizing that this is not bringing me fulfillment. So in 2017, I had a dream of the banyan tree in Adi Kailash, and I knew somehow that I had to finally pay attention to this call. And in 2020, I got the opportunity to visit Adi Kailash. And again, beyond logical reasoning, how that unfolded and what brought us and my family to Adi Kailash was also very divine. That's the only explanation I have for that. We walked in, and it was almost like those 10 years that I had disconnected almost just melted away, and it was like coming home. Still, the physical surroundings had changed from what I had remembered it 10 years ago. The essence of what was there, or what was still there, was so strong and vibrant. It was such a pull. It felt like I was transported to a different space and time. And from there, from January 2020, which was just about the beginning of the pralaya, how we were just pulled back and the healing began. 10 years of all that had happened and how far we had moved away just started realigning itself. And I just realized just how beautifully during the pralaya we were protected, guided. The blessings, there were so many blessings in this past year and a half that is too many to count and relate now within this time, but maybe in another sharing I will. But just to show that no matter how far you may think you've moved away, the umbilical cord with the Guru remains so strong, and the compassion with which you're allowed to go also never being let go of. And although I thought I had moved away, that hand was constantly there. And if I look back on those 10 years, the guidance, times when it was really tough, were always guided and protected somehow, and we were just taken through it. Now I realized your true life's purpose is actually, at least from my true life's purpose, I realized is at the Guru's feet, and to realign myself with that purpose. And that is the reason why, with the Guru's grace, just being drawn back into that, and the compassion and the love, despite everything, never leaving the disciple, and showing us constantly that, giving us the opportunity to realign ourselves and come back to what the truth is and dharmic way of living. So I just wanted to share that, Ma, and how blessed and grateful I feel. And even this with Devi Parashakti's Akashic reading, just a reaffirmation of where I am and what I'm meant to be doing as my purpose in life, and the responsibility that we each hold towards this greater existence and this pralaya, and how we can contribute to helping heal humanity. That's what I wanted to share, Ma.
So beautifully shared, Mahatma Prema. And literally, I can say, hearing from you the experience that you've had with Supreme Congress of Hinduism since the year 2004, and how, Devi Parashakti just awakens us to the real true purpose of our life. You had asked something, and the answer that came was completely something that your being needed to hear. And when this, what I would call a wake-up call answer, came from Devi Parashakti, and I know it's been revealing itself in you more and more and more, how does it feel, Mahatma Prema?
It's overwhelming in a beautiful way. And just sitting and letting the words soak in these past couple of days has been emotional, but a blessing, and so many things all rolled into one. Just understanding that taking birth at this time to be doing this work is the most important thing. To have that opportunity and to be able to offer some sort of a seva in this way is one of the greatest blessings I believe that one can have in this human life. It's something beyond, I think, anything you can cognize just in that moment, but it sinks in day by day, and more has been revealed to me as the days and hours actually have gone by. Just what it means, the magnitude of such a blessing.
Wow. Actually, Ma, you're sharing, which is very touching to the heart. And, how much ever we may move away, that spiritual umbilical cord connection with the Guru always holds us back. He always brings us back, makes us realize the true purpose of our life. And what you shared today, Atma Prema, really made me, just remember this beautiful verse from Guru Ashtakam by Adi Shankaracharya. He says, Shariram Surupam Yakatava Kalatram Yashascharu Chitram Dhanam Meru Tulyam Manaschena Lagnam Gurorang Padme Tatakim 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 Tatakim. He says, you may have a beautiful body, a wonderful spouse, and a wealth like a mountain, and your name and fame can be far and wide, and you may have beautiful relatives, you may have everything, but when your mind is not fixed on the lotus feet of the Guru, what is the use of all that? And you were saying, like, whatever the outer world may call as a very good life, a family, a child, and what the world would, but only that being knows the real true purpose of our life, and the fact that, just moving away from being part of the Guru's mission, which is the true purpose of your life. When that happened, it was a deep unfulfillment. And that deep unfulfillment was what Devi Parashakti so beautifully addressed in the Akashic reading. So beautiful to hear Mahatma Prema just to come and share so openly, just for the sake of the benefit of the humanity, because so many of us who may be watching this may have had those same revelations. And I can tell, like you said, you had dreams, you had wake-up calls, you had banyan tree come in your dreams, you had so many things that actually came up, and signs that the Guru keeps giving us at every opportunity, trying to realign us back to the true purpose of life. And ultimately Devi Parashakti, an embodiment of compassion, reawakens us and gives us a strong experience so we can wake up and realign ourselves to the true purpose of your life. And I'm so glad, Mahatma Prema, that wake-up call has happened, and you're here sharing that, yes, I have woken up to the wake-up call. That's what matters. And a few days back, Swamiji said in the satsang, whatever may be Devi's answer, right? It is just her ultimate true compassion to all of us. And for the very first time, actually, Prema, when I heard Devi's answer, she said, it's a co-captain, of the ship, and you came here to protect the world from Pralaya, and that was the true purpose of your life. And for the first time, Devi has actually used that word for someone, saying that, you were meant to be a co-captain in the ship. And for the first time, I have heard Devi Parashakti use that particular phrase for you. So I know you have a great role. So welcome back, Mahatma Prema. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your experience so beautifully. And let's enjoy the journey with the avatar. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for this opportunity, Nithyananda.
Next, we have joining us Kamalesh Ulagan from Malaysia, who has a very beautiful experience as well. So without further ado, let's invite Kamalesh from Malaysia, who's here to share her experience. Nithyananda, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's pretty early in Malaysia, and you're here coming live to share your experience with Devi Parashakti and with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So can you please go ahead and share what is it that you're here to share with all our viewers today?
Nithyananda, everyone. My experience is actually about my connection with Swamiji. More so, I would call him as Appa, right? For me, he's my mother and he's also my father, because I have Meenakshi in my house, Devi Meenakshi. And my experience with him actually goes way back in 2013, when I attended the first IA. Towards the end of the IA, my daughter Shivani Kridaran fell ill. And me being someone who's not a guru-based person, I didn't know who Swamiji was before that. But we just enriching by our Mahan, Ma Nageshwarananda, I decided to come and explore, right? And of course, I heard about Swamiji way back in 2010 when my late husband was around, but it's not connected. So when I came to IA in 2013 and fell ill, I just went up to him and I told him, I don't know who you are, but you brought me. And upon coming, I knew who or how I was connected to you. It's because of Devi Meenakshi. And my Kula Devam is Kala Bhairava, which is this one. And I said, I've lost my husband, right? And so I'm a widow. I have only one daughter. I brought her here. I'm not going to go back home with her being sick. It is you going to heal her. All he said is, I will heal her, surrender her to me. I will take care. At that point of time, I decided the next time I'm going to bring back my daughter to see him, I will bring a piece of jewel. In my mind, I knew which jewel that I am going to give it to him. Because we used to have Shivalinga in the house, were that me or my late husband buys, the first person who's going to wear it is always my Meenakshi. So in that context, in 2001, after our marriage, when we went to India, we found this piece of jewel. It's a temple jewel. Gandasaram, right? Madura, I mean, it's a Gandasaram. So we bought it, and it's always been worn by my Shivalinga. And my late husband, being an architect, he redesigned it, took out the Rudraja and put it in jade, emerald, and ruby. So separated into two pieces and all that. So in 2000, I had the opportunity to bring back my daughter to see Swamiji, and we attended Nithyananda home. The experience was so miracle. A day before our trip, a strong voice just hit me, "Hey, you have not brought my jewel yet." I immediately remembered what I supposed to take. I went to my safe, I actually brought out the jewel, and I took it to Phuket. I think around the third or the fifth day, I didn't know what was the value of the jewel. I just went and gave it to him. You know, when you go to temple, you always take a gift, right? So in the same context, I took a piece of jewel that I promised to myself, I will give it to him. So when I gave it to him, least I expected the value behind the jewel until he revealed that it belongs to the temple itself, right? I was really shocked with that revelation, right? But the feeling that I got when I gave it to him, the first thing he said, "Why don't you wear it for me?" I was shivering when I had to put it on for him. And when I fell at his feet and asked for blessing, I remember he said something openly. "I've done so much of punya to bring back something that's so precious. And whenever he wears it, the punya will come." So whenever I see Swamiji, or even now lately, I've been seeing Devi Parashakti is wearing it, I am super, super excited. I get so excited, I feel that with me, right? And coming back to that experience, I'm an HR manager with essential services. The last 1.5 years, we have been in a lockdown situation. And being a head of human resource, I have to make sure I get a permit to run my business. The business continuity license during this period of time. The same thing happened last year when we first started lockdown, when we started the Paramashivoham program. I refused to sign up for the program because my work was a killer at that point of time. I just surrendered to him. Please make sure I get my approval to run the business. I was one of the very first company in Malaysia that got the license where I could operate the business. And I was able to sustain all our workers without retrenching any one of them. And the same thing happened now. We have gone back to a lockdown period again. And our permit, everything was revoked by the government. And I had 24 hours to get the permit up back again. This thing happened on the Sunday. The announcement came out on the 30th. And I had 31st only to get the approval. Monday, first I have to make sure I have my approval. I have my workers' travel letter. I did my Pada Puja and I told him, I said, I don't know how you're going to make it happen. I know you're going to make it happen. I need to have the approval. With one reason, I need to make sure that I pay salary for all the workers. It's not so much for me. It's for all the people. I do not want any of my workers to be affected. After I done the puja, Devi Parashakti came in the morning itself, right? I was in a meeting, immense meeting, and suddenly when I turned, I couldn't connect through two-way because I was also doing meeting. When I connected through I saw Devi was wearing the jewel. I immediately texted Sangha member, Ma Bhavani, "Hey, is that what she's wearing?" And she said, "Yeah," And immediately texted.
Kamaleshma, we have a picture of the jewel that you gave to our beloved Swamiji here. You can see projected on the screen. So
Yes,
the green jewelry that is on Swamiji's jeta with the kandi on the center, that's the jewelry Ma Kamlesh had the biggest blessing to offer it to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And that was the exact same jewelry Devi Parashakti was also wearing just a few days back. Yes, Ma Kamlesh, ma, go ahead.
Yes,
You can now
ma'am.
see it on Swamiji. Yes.
So I actually wrote to Swamiji. I said, Appa, I'm feeling so happy when I see you wearing it. And I know it's a form of you giving me an answer that you're going to be with me in making sure that I manifest what I want. Trust me, Ma, before the evening puja, I got my approval. I was one of the first company who managed to get the approval. My tears just fell. I didn't know how to express it, and I immediately wrote back to him. I said, thank you so much. I actually got the approval. Now I feel so happy because I'm able to feed 1,000 over workers, in this pandemic situation when everybody are struggling.
Yes.
And recently, during my appraisal with my bosses, I actually revealed this truth to them. My bosses knew that I'm a very strongly connected and all that, right? I actually told my bosses, in the last 1.5 years, I actually used whatever teaching that Swamiji has taught me, dropping everything at his feet to make sure that everything runs smoothly. We have been operating for the past 31 years in Malaysia, Baskin Robbins. And last year was the very first year where we have actually transformed our profitability.
Wow.
Yes, it was so good. And it's all possible because of it. That's from my own holding that spirituality with me.
Wow.
That's what I wanted to share.
At a time when the whole world is shutting down and everywhere there is an economic shutdown and businesses are closing and people are getting fired and businesses are shrinking and they are rarely and hardly able to sustain their business. Here, 31 years of your company, last year was the first time they were actually had a huge shift in the profitability. That is wonderful.
Yes, ma. It is, yeah. It was really a good year.
Wow, it was a very good year for you in the business. And all you did was offer a beautiful jewel, and which made it to the very Jadas and of Paramashiva and the very Anga Avarana of Devi Parashakti. What a blessing, ma. And when you see the jewel that you offered to Swamiji being accepted and making it on the Trimeni, the physical embodied form of Devi Parashakti, how do you feel, ma?
Super excited. Super, no words could describe how I feel. It's like she's there in my house. I have a Meenakshi in my house. I feel it's just she's there to tell me, don't worry, I'm there to take care of everything, right? And in fact, I know during the Arulva, everybody's been writing and asking for blessing. Deep down, I was feeling, how come you're not reading my question, But then I told myself, I remember there was one Swamiji said, I may not read, I may not answer, but I will show it in my action. And I think that's what exactly has happened. And I see that transformation even in my daughter, Shivani Kridaran, the way she has flowered, so beautiful, right? It's really, really very nice feelings when I see Appa or Amma wearing it, yeah.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
How after Swamiji's blessings, so many things started happening in your life, and you were actually talking about how Devi Parashakti, you were just praying to Devi Parashakti to receive the blessings, and Swamiji had said, whether Devi answers it or not, I will be answering your question. And you have seen that manifesting in your life. Sorry, ma, please go ahead. Extremely sorry for the technical glitch. Please go ahead.
No problem, ma. Yes, definitely, ma. Swamiji, Amma does not need to read our questions or whatsoever. By you just writing it and dropping it at her feet, she actually reads, she just manifests. So it's just oneness. And that's exactly what I am feeling. Whatever that I've wrote to her, whatever that I'm asking, it will materialize just in a matter of time. Right?
Beautiful, ma. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and sharing today, inspiring and enriching all the viewers who are sitting online. How Swamiji takes care of us every single moment, and it is a jewel that you offered way back, maybe in the year 2012. Ma, when was exactly the year in which you offered the jewel?
2015, Nithyananda Home, December
2015 in Nithyananda Home, you offered the jewel, and now it is 2021, 7 years later, still just being blessed time, Devi. Where is it? You feel so much of fulfillment and constantly feeling that showering of blessing. Some intimate personal thing. When you see the jewel that you offer, the divine embodied form, the physical embodied form of the Supreme Pontiff, an intimate feeling. Swamiji is wearing what offered, and that beautiful intimate feeling that brings so much of fulfillment in us. Thank you so much for coming and sharing today, Ma Kailasa.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. So next we have joining us for sharing, we have our Sarvanya Pita Karta, Srikant Iyer from California, joining us today to share his experience. Nithyananda Maya.
Nithyananda Ma.
Nithyananda Maya, thank you so much for joining us live from California, USA. And please go ahead and share. What is it that you would like to share with our viewers today?
Once you start talking about Swamiji, there's no end to it. Once you have experienced the grace, there is just so much that happens continuously. And so it's very hard to figure out where to start and where to end. So, I don't know. people have talked about many different things. So is there any
Beautifully, Aya. So recently, Swamiji had announced about the COVID care. That how in India it is important for us to have staying in a place where we have multi-layer quarantine, and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through Kailasa is rushing the aid to India at the time when literally India is dying, the media is completely lying, and we see hundreds of thousands of deaths happening and being reported from everywhere. Whatever numbers we see in the media are completely false and completely underrated. And in this critical time, it is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism going and rushing through Kailasa, the aid to India. He was exiled and currently living in exile and not completely abused of all human rights, rights that he deserves as a human being, and more importantly, as a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. But at that time, when India needs the most, it is the Supreme Pontiff rushing the aid to India and opening up literally every monastery, every temple. What is it that you would like to say, when we about this, Aya?
Yes, ma'am. So I remember a few years ago, Swamiji in a satsang said that he's neither a communist nor a capitalist, but he is a responsible. He stands for responsibilism, and this is what he displays in action over and over and over again. So while the governments may intend their best to deal with the COVID situation, Swamiji is the one who's actually acting and doing everything he can. And so he had 12 years ago, he had installed the Navapashana Linga in Adi Kailasa. And he has said that anyone who goes there and drinks from the Navapashana, all of the Abhishekam water that has been offered to Navapashana, they will be saved from COVID. And this was during one of the Parashakti darshans. And what I feel is Swamiji has created all of these things, which, whether he is there physically in India or not, benefits whoever is there remaining in India. And so I think he, especially during the COVID season, he had prepared the disciples even before COVID was in the mainstream media or in the mainstream news or had affected people's lives. We knew what was coming to us, and mentally we were all very prepared. But now he's reaching beyond disciples. He's saying he's opening up the ashrams, for example, Adi Kailasa, to anybody who wants to get this multi-level quarantine protection from COVID. And he's also predicted the third wave of COVID that is going to hit India. I don't think there's anyone who has, anyone in the world who's better prepared for this kind of a situation than a disciple of Nithyananda, Paramahamsa Nithyananda. But at the same time, this is a great benefit for humanity on how to navigate through this situation. A lot of people are very confused about what is happening in the world. Why are we in this situation? How are we going to get out of this? And then last time I talked about the pandemic fatigue, at which point people just give up saying, I don't care whether I get corona or not, I'm going out there. I cannot be cooped up. Yeah. And so protecting yourself from these situations is very, very, very important, because you might be making a short-term decision which might affect you in the long term. And the way COVID like especially in the second wave in India, and Ma, you probably know your Purvashtam father was affected. So the way it is affecting is it's not sparing anyone. It's Swamiji used a word. It's like Kiri Bhojanam, right? Or Kirmi Bhojanam.
Yes.
Yeah, and so the whole air itself is poisoned, and so the only way to survive is if you are in that location is to go to one of these adinams. Yeah. So I think Swamiji is doing everything he can from his side. People who listen to him will do well. People who don't listen to him may not, but I'm not sure what it is. It could be each person's karma, but this is just my hypothesis that allows you to whether listen to him or not listen to him, trust him or not trust him.
And as you very beautifully said, Aya, that how much the responsibilism that the Supreme Pontiff is taking towards humanity, and especially the people of the Bharata Desha, and the importance in not just reviving Sanatana Hindu Dharma, not just keeping a seed bank of Sanatana Hindu Dharma in Kailasa and protecting it and reviving it, in spite of so many attempts to assassinate him, and the very monastery when Swamiji is opening up to public, he was locked inside his own quarters, and that whole quarters was burnt, and it was light telecast, and the atrocities that have been meted out to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spoken in words. It's literally the heart bleeds when you just remember what was done to Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in India. And today, Swamiji is doing everything that he can do to protect that same country and the citizens of that same country. And how does it make you feel?
It just like you just melt at the way he flows, and even it's almost there were 50 assassination attempts on Swamiji, and he just brushes it off as if those are nothing, and he continues to flow. So a normal regular human being, if one such incident happens with them, they are scarred for life. They will do whatever is like, there might be some reason, whatever the reason is that there was an assassination attempt. Maybe the perpetrators wanted him to move away and not save Hinduism, or the perpetrators, whatever the reason was. If it had happened to a normal human being, let's say a businessman, he's running his business and some people try to attempt an assassination on him, he will give up his business, run away, and do whatever others are willing to tell to save their life, right? He's not going to continue to fulfill his duties and responsibilities and the purpose despite of so much opposition. And that is, I think, the DNA of Cosmos. It is the grace and the responsibilism, which is that I think he had mentioned that is the DNA of the Cosmos, and he will flow no matter how humans treat him. And that continues to happen over and over and over. 2010, there was assassination attempts. The entire Adhinam then was taken away. He was put in illegal imprisonment for 53 days. still he comes out and starts sharing, the new sciences that he has picked up. He's updating himself constantly, even in jail, so that he can come and share these, new sciences with all of his devotees and disciples. There is not a shred of, one, fear or guilt. Of course, all of those won't be there. But there's also not like him away from, the course he has set to help humanity. So
Absolutely.
I think at one point, I think he was talking in IA. This was during those days when people could meet him physically and have his physical darshan. And he was saying that I am here to take care of you right from birth through whatever age you are, and even after death. So anyone who has had an initiation, I just feel grateful that at some point I got to meet Swamiji and got initiated, and I am taken care of. So it just feels, it's huge gratitude that he won't let go of you ever.
Absolutely.
Right? No matter what you do, no matter, human beings have done so much atrocities against Swamiji and his Sangha, but he's not giving up on human beings.
Absolutely. That is the ultimate compassion of the avatar. Like you said, the last line, no matter what you do, he will not give up on humanity, he will not give up on us. And the biggest blessing one can get is being initiated by the avatar. And we're all so blessed to have received that initiation. And the Supreme Pontiff, even when he is not able to physically meet, is making himself available through the Divya Sharira. He easily gives our Samadhi darshans and initiations. And we are also blessed to receive that. Thank you so much, Shrikantaya, for coming today and sharing your experience. Thank you.
Nithyananda.
And next, we have Ma Sonali Gupta from San Jose, California, who is here to share her experience of Devi Parashakti. Nithyanandam Sonali Ma, thank you so much for joining to share your experience with us.
Nithyanandam Ma, glad to be here. Ma, I want to, there's so much to share. Like Shrikantaya was saying, one doesn't know where to start. But I'll just, I'll just begin by saying that, I feel so much gratitude for what Swamiji is, doors of all his ashrams for people to come and be saved during the pralaya. And I resonate with, how Swamiji was saying in the news, we don't hear the reality. My own family is back in India, and in the street where my parents live, out of 10 houses, like seven had some sort of COVID infection. Some family member either kind of caught an infection or was somehow impacted with COVID. With Swamiji's grace, I was so worried that, that my parents were also there in the same street. They are thankfully kind of protected, and I already feel so grateful about that. But it's amazing, right? At this time, like no amount of wealth, no amount of contacts can do. And my own brother-in-law, he's a very renowned doctor, he's an oncologist, and he has struggled like to really save some of his closest friends, and due to lack of beds and how the hospital system is completely paralyzed. There are no oxygen concentrators, and there's no way, like he hasn't been able to save the life of some of his very critical patients who were like cancer patients, who could not survive, and that was just because he could not get the oxygen concentrators to them on time, right? Like right now, no matter who you are and where you are, it's just like the pralaya is just like you cannot, there's no way you can be saved unless you have like that grace of Swamiji. And he's doing all of these physical things, and then he's doing darshans. There's just that he's left to kind of help humanity and protect them from the pralaya. So that's something that's been very hard like really melts my heart when I kind of think about how he has opened doors of all his ashrams and always thinking of taking care of people. That's one, Ma. And then secondly, I think during all these Devi darshans, like there's so many clicks that I've had. It's beautiful. Like there's no boon that I could think of asking and Devi has not answered, right? It's been amazing, like with so many different clicks. I think one important click I had, and many people ask you, and they've also asked, and Devi has answered in many different ways that how do you get your question answered, and how do you make sure that your question gets answered. And I think one click I've had during this time, out of many different clicks that I want to share, is I think when Swamiji had said in a couple of satsangs that when divine or guru is just a utility value for you, that's you have to shift your space from divine being just a utility value, and it really clicked, right? I think like at some point I when you ask yourself, like, we go for boons, for health, wealth, relationships, all these things, but at the end of the day, when you start thinking that you want, like in whatever way or in whatever form you connect with guru, whether it's in the form of guru or Devi or or Paramashiva, what is it that you really want? Do you want Paramashiva himself, or do you want wealth first? Or mind is very cunning. You always think, once I have wealth, I can contribute. Once I have good health, I can help. Once I have relationship, I'll feel complete. But I think when your space really shifts from that, all of this is less important, and the most important priority is I want divine himself, right? I think that's when the connection really deepens, and that's been like a very important click I wanted to share with everyone, Ma.
Beautiful, Ma Sonali. I know, like so many of us have this question, how do I get my question answered, and how do I receive the blessings, which is exactly what you answered today. And is there anything else that you would like to share, Sonali?
Yes, Ma. Like, so Ma, I had asked several boons to Devi, right? And then Devi really answered like a lot of different questions from, what is my purpose of life, ranging from, what Devi said, I'll also, you will be the channel to spread Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So like very, very beautiful, blessings and boons. In fact, very recently I had this, I was talking to my family, and I've been telling them to kind of go to Kailasa, but they live very far from there. They live in north, right? So their question was, we know we'll be protected in the ashram, but just the whole effort of kind of taking a flight, going there, and especially when Bangalore is not a very safe place, right? So I was going through this incompletion of I don't know what the right answer is. What do I tell them? And so I asked Devi this question of saying, can you please extend protection to my family members, and just let the right completion and the right answers come to them. And Devi beautifully answered like Tathastu, I'll take care of it, and you'll not have any suffering. And that like the moment Devi said it, like I knew that I don't have to worry. Like whatever needs to happen will happen. If they need to go, they will go. If they need to be protected where they are, they will be protected. If they need to go at a later time when stage 3 starts, they will go. So somehow, like all of these answers just lead to deeper and deeper connection and deeper completion. And it's just been a beautiful journey, Ma.
Beautiful, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma Sonali, for coming and sharing your experience with all of us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma.
Yes. So next, Ma Atmapriya Swami, who is going to join us, and along with her, coming to share today is Ma Soumya Solai from Canada, who is going to be joining to share her experience.
Nithyanandam Ma Soumya, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ma Nithyanandam.
So, yes, Ma. So, thank you for coming to the show. So, go ahead, Ma. So, what is your experience with Devi Parashakti and what she has revealed to you in the Akashic readings?
Sure, Ma. So, recently asked for blessings from Parashakti for protecting my family back in India. So, the situation is getting worse there, and we are hearing many extended family out there affecting with COVID. Blessings and protection for my family, and I was so fortunate to get blessings that Parashakti will protect my family, and also the entire family will be living in Kailasa under the feet of Parashakti. So I was so grateful to hear that. Right from that moment, it was like I'm not worried about anything like related to my family. I'm sure they will attain Bidadi, and so like previously I had that constant because we are living abroad and we are not close with them. So there is that constant fear as what will happen, and my parents are alone. Like yeah, there are like people around, but in like not so close. So I was kind of worried before that. Now after listening to Swamiji's like Parashakti Arulvaka, I am so grateful. And so now I know that I just have to pray. Like I do fasting. Like whenever I kind of feel a bit down, or like whenever I get doubts, I like to get back to that powerful space. I do fasting, and in that space, like I'm able to like the way I talk to them, it becomes totally different. And then I realized that whenever I like follow Swamiji's teachings and like Guru Vak, it's so amazing. So even this thing where Swamiji has said everyone to go to Bidadi, and that is the like only way to escape oneself from the pralaya. So I think so I try to tell everyone who I get a chance to talk to that like following Guru Vak is the best thing to do. Because for me from whenever even the little thing that I follow what Swamiji said, it brings so much auspiciousness. And like whenever Guru Vak, I feel like okay, I missed that. Only because of that like it's not happening. So that kind of feeling I get. So this is like a great chance for us to follow Guru Vak. And it's not just like we are getting escaping ourselves from corona. Like that's the best lifestyle that we can live. Especially like I know everybody is locked down in their homes. They're not able to go out, and the only thing they can do is like talk in phone, or like use computer, or any chat, right? So I think being in such a spiritual atmosphere, like with nature, with lots of people around, without any mask, and like healthy food, everything for free. And also like everything is available. Like there is nothing that is not there, like what Swamiji is offering. So it's such a great chance for everyone to go there. And I have been to Bidadi. So if I had been in India, I would have like packed by my bags by now, and I would have been there. So last year I was there in India, and I was thinking that if I was there now, I would have gone there.
Amazing. So, in spite of Devi precisely revealing what exactly the world is going through and how the world is melting and it is dissolving. So, what do you feel? How the Supreme Pontiff has actually opened the doors of Adi Kailasa for each and every one with deep compassion to come and take refuge there and then enjoy the presence of the Adi Kailasa. So, what do you feel about that?
It's really like no one is prepared for this pralaya, right? Like, everybody is still like taking it, and they're not sure what is going to happen and what to do. And like this initiative from Kailasa and Swamiji is something unprecedented. Like nobody can do it, and nobody can even think of doing this. Like offering everything for free for any number of people and for any period of time. Like Swamiji even opened it up. Like if I can, I think someone asked if I come there and can I stay there forever, and like Parashakti immediately said, of course you can be there forever. So that kind of care and compassion, like nobody can even think of it, ma'am. Only Avatar can like prepare us and like do this such a wonderful opportunity. And I think Swamiji has always been preparing the like his disciples for this. Like I came to Swamiji only recently, and even during these few years, like 2 years, I feel like whatever I have done is kind of a preparation for this, whether it's like enriching others. So I felt that I was not really enriching others. I don't know like anybody even listened, but actually, but I am enriched. Now I know why Swamiji is doing what he is doing. Like that is actually a chance for us to understand Swamiji better, and like like if I am going to talk to my parents or like my friends now about Swamiji, it's going to take a while for them to like understand. But Swamiji has told us to do it long back, like during right from the Paramashivoham initial days. So now it's like easy step. Now if I'm going to talk to my parents, like they already know that I'm following Swamiji, and like everybody of my friends, they already know. Like now it's like easy task, and it's like good for them as well as for me. It makes it easier. So like whatever Swamiji says, if we follow it, then we are saved. Like now this is like a good thing that like definitely if we follow it now, we will be so grateful that we have followed Swamiji's words. Otherwise, we are going to feel that, oh, I should have done it long before. Definitely, even for littlest of thing, I used to feel, oh, okay, so only because I missed doing it, missed Swamiji's words, I'm now having to face this. If I had followed that, then I would have been saved. So, like going to Bidari, something like that, if we like stick to it, definitely will be grateful. Like that, such a like beautiful place. I have no words to like talk about it because every time I see a picture where I took in Bidari, it feels like I feel so peaceful, and if I get a chance to go there again, I'll like as I said, I'll definitely go there. And even like I was telling to my family that if I was there now, I would have like gathered everyone and gone there somehow, like even in spite of the lockdown somehow. So yeah, in spite of any hurdles, it's the best thing to do is go there and be right there in the space of Swamiji.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your experiences, ma'am. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Ma Nithyanandam. Thanks for inviting me.
So with that, we'll be moving on to the next segment after a short break.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnation, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But the Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish the sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep in us.
Nithyanandam, everyone. So welcome back. So as we're getting ready for the Parashakti's live revelations of Akashic readings, We will now be entering into how to offer our deep gratitude and prayers to receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti. So we'll now be understanding what is the exact way to offer gratitude to Devi Parashakti. So what is the significance of offering? So offering is giving of divine gift of pure love, devotion and oneness, and it consists of two parts. One is giving and number two is accepting. So only when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering becomes complete. So offering is not made out of fear nor out of greed. So when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out for only for enlightenment. Yes. So now we'll be entering into the Dhyana Sloka. So the Dhyana Sloka, it says, Indhuni Bhavedakara Vaghi Nayanam Syat Pankaja Varabhaya Japakshara Sarayuktam Angahima Bhushana Vichitra Vasanam Syat Tunghama Kutojjvala Manomani Swarupam. So what does this verse translate to? So moon-like face, holding the Vedas books on hand, fire in eyes with lotus flower, gracing and blessing the hands and one hand with japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes and shining Bing crown, and her name is Manonmani. So this is from the Mula Agama, the Manonmani Dhyana. Next we have the Dhyana Sloka. Dhyaye Devim Trinatram Shashini Bhavadhanam Veda Hastam Dadanam Savye Padmam Baradama Pare Chabhayam Chakshamalam Divyai Rabharanair Vibhushitatanam Brahmadibihi Pujitam Devi Meva Pratidinam Kamartha Dhatrim Shubham. So this verse says, I meditate on Devi with three eyes, glowing like a moon, and holds the Vedas, the lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods, and showers auspicious boons for all the actions every day. Yes. What is the significance of the divine element gold? So joining with us, we also have Manitya Pranapriyananda.
Yes. Gold is a divine element. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of spiritual significance and great spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity.
So gold is present in all scriptures, the Vedas, the Agama, Smritis and Puranas. In all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal, which purifies our being. So in Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. So ritual feasts were offered in golden bricks. So when one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee, and gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. So kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold, and the streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold. So horses and cows were dressed in gold.
The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of river of gold. Indus river was called Hiranmaya in Rig Veda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavardhini in Atharva Veda. Gold is a supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy. For thousands of years, it lasts forever.
So we'll now move to the first offering, the E-Hundi offering, where the verse Shastra Pramana says, Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vasya Bhaya Paha Shambhavi Sharada Radhya Sharvani Sharmadayini. So it says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all your fears. So if there is any fear in the minds of devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. So it is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn, and here it is meant that autumn of our lives, when thoughts turn more and more inwards, the role of the divine is known and understood clearly, and the need for Devi worship becomes very stronger. So you can offer your gratitude and devotion to Parashakti by offering this Kanika, and your name shall be chanted out during the special puja to Devi Parashakti.
The Sankalpa chanting. The goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed without interest in anything gives the knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in materialistic sense. Offering the Sankalpa blesses the person offering with all the fruition of the desires and wishes he is yearning for.
Next offering is the offering of Sahasranama Swarnakasu. They can offer it at the denomination of $75, $151 or $251. So Namaparayana Prita. She who likes the repetition of her various names from Lalita Sahasranama. So this is the offering of 1008 names of Devi Parashakti. And it is a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So you can offer a gold coin inscribed with each of the 1008 names and receive the blessings to have all the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, all the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti. Yes. Okay. Ma Pranapriyama, can you unmute yourself? Sorry, ma.
Oh, sorry. I bow down to the lotus Meenakshi, whose crown has the garlands of pearls and face shining moon, whose anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like a splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is bowing down to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. So you have this opportunity to offer Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with the pearl, which is available at $251, $501, and $750.
Yes. Next offering is the offering of Swarna Padma Pushpam, the golden lotus. You can offer it at $600. So the verse, it says, all the kalasas should be wound around with a suitable thread and covered with a new cloth. They should be adorned with lotus flower made of gold. So there are hundreds of scriptural references for using lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. So almost everything in worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities of worship or meditating on, or the mudras and asanas used during worship involves the lotus flower, lotus leaf, lotus pericarp, lotus petals. So the lotus is a divine flower. So Shakti of Paramashiva is also called as lotus. So the base of Paramashiva Linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva
is also considered as a lotus. So you can offer the golden lotus in any size you wish to and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of Devi in your inner space amidst any or every adverse situations in your life.
The next offering is the Swarnamati, which is available at $750, golden touring. You whose brightness from the tourings descends from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet, whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. Offer the touring to Devi, adorning her sacred feet to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessed difficult times of her life.
So the next offering is the Swarna Mangika, the golden hairline jewelry. So Sudha Sarabhi Varshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from Sahasrara, she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. So the Mangika represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is opened. So you can offer this Mangtika to Devi and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. So you can offer this Varna Mangtika at $750.
The next offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. It is an amazing lifetime opportunity to be at the feet of the Master, to worship the feet of the Master, for you to manifest as your reality. So offer Pratyaksha Pada Puja blesses the Yajaman with all the auspiciousness and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is available at $1,008.
So along with the Pratyaksha Pada, we have the Vastra Seva. So offering this Vastra Seva, it blesses the Yajaman with all the auspiciousness and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and you can offer it at $1,008.
Next offering is the so here is the glimpse of all the offerings that we have. Ihundi, Sankalpa chanting, Sahasranama Swarnakas, Mukta Anguti, Swarna Padma Pushpam, Swarna Metti, Swarna Mangtika, Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and Vastra Seva. You can you can avail this through the registration form, and the registration form has got 3 options, which is interested in offering, need help in manifesting, need more details. So you can do an online payment through tiny.cc/Bhava Samadhi.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Great spiritual sciences Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, taste it, I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
Paramashivoham.